After I spent $8,000 of my own money on small gun safes, I tested the biometrics, I found deadly design flaws, I tested long-term reliability, and a couple of safes broke all by themselves. And then I probably tested over 10 small gun safes to see just how tough they really are. And with all that, these are my top gun safe picks. This is the Secured 40 gun locker. Main features: if you want a reliable gun locker that will last more than a few years, then the Secured 40 is the one for the job. I've had my Secured locker for over 3 years and have never had one issue. And if you also need a portable gun locker for your vehicle, the Secured has pre-drilled holes for permanent mounting and comes in at just 33 pounds. And now onto my pry rating. The Secured 40 has one locking latch and 2 smaller bolts at either end of the door, as you can see here. The Secured gets a 3.5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The simple electronic keypad works great and have not had any battery drain issues with the Secured locker. There is a barrel key for the mechanical lock, not the best, but this is a light duty locker. The Secured gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: this is a quality made locker. This is one that I wouldn't be surprised working in 10 years. This is the Guardall Fireproof Safe. Main features: Guardall makes pro-grade safes, and this is the toughest small mechanical key safe I've found yet. And it is rated for 1 hour fire protection with temperatures up to 1700 degrees. Can be bolted down and comes in at 60 pounds. And now onto my pry rating. It's a Guardall, so it's built like a tank with 2 solid steel bolts, and from my experience prying open little safes, I'd probably avoid pry tools and go straight to the angle grinder for this one. It's truly in another league. The Guardall gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. I like simple safes, and the Guardall comes with a proprietary key lock. The Guardall gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: it's not cheap, but it's simple, going to last forever, and has fire protection. Can't really go wrong with the Guardall. This is V-Line's push-button gun safe. Main features: this V-Line safe has enough room for a 1911 or 2 compact handguns, as you can see here. This safe is my standard for 100% quick access, and that is thanks to its mechanical simplex push-button lock. Made from 16-gauge steel with pry-resistant clamshell lid that extends completely over the sides of the safe. Also has 4 pre-drilled mounting holes for permanent placement. V-Line safes are made in the USA. And now onto my pry rating. It may only be 16-gauge steel, but with V-Line's clamshell design and continuous hinge, and when bolted down, the V-Line is pretty much pry attack proof. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The simplex lock is also made in the USA and is not cheap all by itself. Simplex locks are easy to reprogram and even easier to use. This is the lock I use for my personal quick access gun safe. With no batteries or electronics to worry about, and even better, no keyhole to pick open, these push button locks simply can't be beat. The V-Line gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: I've had my V-Line safe for over 3 years, and after spending $8,000 on different small safes, which ones do I believe will still be working in 50 years, this V-Line would be one of those safes. This is the Stealth Shadow SV1 gun safe. Main features: this is the most secure gun safe you can buy, even more secure than a Fort Knox, V-Line, or even Viking safe, and here's why. The Stealth Shadow features a UL-approved S&G Spartan Electronics deadbolt. This thing is even EMP rated. S&G locks are the type of electronics found on bigger safes. You won't find this on any other small safes. The Stealth safe features a super thick 7-gauge steel lid, 10-gauge steel body with a gas strut to help lift that heavy lid, foam interior with space for 2 full-size pistols. And now onto my pry rating. With the 7-gauge steel lid and steel deadbolt, the Stealth safe is on another level of protection. Even a skilled attacker is going to have major problems with this little safe. If you need the best of the best, this is it. The SV1 gets a 6 out of 5 rating. It just broke my rating system. Now my quick access rating. The UL listed S&G electronic lock is simply the best you can find in the small safe category. Just simply input your code and twist the dial and you're in. The Shadow Vault SV1 gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: the Shadow SV1 is the most secure small gun safe you can find. This would be my go-to storage option, but also a great quick access bedside safe. It's a tank. This is the Vault-Tec VS10i Smart Safe. Main features: 4 ways to access safe: biometric fingerprint or through Vault-Tec's app, number pad, or mechanical key. And there is an optional nano smart key, as you can see here. The safe features an automatic opening lid, interior light, and a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 4 to 6 months. Also comes with a steel tether cord for quick securement and has 2 pre-drilled holes for permanent placement. And now onto my pry rating. The VS10i is made from 18-gauge high carbon steel unibody construction. With its 2 locking latches and anti-pry design, even with its thinner 18-gauge steel construction, this safe is going to be a problem to pry into. These are well made and designed little safes. The VS10i gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now my quick access rating. The biometrics pass both my wet and powder tests, as you can see here. The biometrics open in just 1 second flat. You also have the number pad and key backup. The Vault-Tec VS10i gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought: my Vault-Tec VS20i has been 100% reliable. You can count on this brand to open when you need it to. This is Viking Security's push button safe. Main features: no keys, no batteries to worry about, and the best mechanical push button lock for reliable quick access. This simplex lock is not cheap all by itself, as you can see here. With Viking, you also get interior LED light and a gas assisted strut to help lift and lower that heavy steel lid. The Viking safe comes with a quick securement steel cable, but also has 4 pre-drilled holes for permanent placement. And now onto my pry rating. The Viking safe is built tough with a 5mm steel door. As you can see here with my Fort Knox, they share a similar design, making them pretty much pry proof in my testing. And even if I could get a bite from my pry tools, you still have a 40mm deadbolt to contend with. This is a 23-pound tank of a small safe. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 pry rating. Now onto my quick access rating. The simplex locks are easy to reprogram and even easier to use. This is the lock I use for my personal quick access gun safe. This push button lock simply can't be beat. The Viking safe gets a 5 out of 5 quick access rating. Final thought, I spent over $8,000 on small gun safes. And what did I learn? Just buy a Viking safe, I could have saved a lot of money. How I rate stuff. I know it looks like I rate everything highly, but I really did spend $8,000 on these small safes, all put on my credit cards, and then I get no views on YouTube. Alright, enough about my suffering, so let's start with the curious case of the Bill Conch. This locker would lock down in place with your right hand, as you can see here, but with only one small tap in the middle of the lid, it would open all by itself. I even thought it might have been possessed by Satan, but that actually turned out not to be the case. You have to press down in the middle of the lid to lock the lid down, as there are 2 locking latches with this locker. And trust me, that's one deadly design. Now onto the pry test. The Bill Conch was tougher than I thought it would be with this sheet metal build. And as you can see here, the 2 locking latches broke off into the body, but they did detach from the sheet metal lid. The Bill Conch got a 2.5 out of 5 pry rating. Now here is the RPMB lockbox, with only one tiny locking latch, as you can see here. By the way, if you ever see this tiny locking latch design, it's probably not going to be a tough locker. Anyway, here is the full pry test. And there you go, 8 seconds to pry open. The RPMB got a 1 out of 5 pry rating. This list is not in order because I wanted to show this Sifley lockbox, as it has a similar latch design as the RPMB. It was a little tougher and took 1 minute and 8 seconds with stage 1 pry tools. The Sifley got a 2 out of 5 pry rating. And here is the RPMB single pistol locker. Side note, this locker would drain its batteries as it sat. This is not good and was the only locker to have battery drain issues. And here is the full pry test. And that's another 1 out of 5 pry rating for RPMB. Let's move up half a rating from the RPMB with the Onias. The Onias looks just like the Ananus. I'm just gonna call it the Anus from now on. They do look the same, but they are not 100% the same. And here is the Anus test, starting with stage 1. So let's see how fast we get in here. The anus just popped open in 13 seconds with stage 1 pry tools. And here is the Onias test. So that one took 35 seconds and actually bent the lid. The Onias earned a 1.5 out of 5 pry rating. And here is the only cheap brand that stood out, even though it was recalled for its biometrics. But I do believe Allsafe has fixed the biometric issues as of now. I really thought I was going to get in fast and easy with this under $100 safe. But as you can see here, it does have a nice size single locking latch. And to my surprise, took 3 minutes and 82 seconds with level 3 pry tools. And so there is my 3 out of 5 pry rating. Now we move to a stage 4 rating, the Sentry Safe. You will need to go to my channel and find the full test, because it took 23 minutes and 47 seconds with stage 3 pry tools. That was not fun or easy, trust me. So what is a stage 5 rating? Pretty much means pry attacks aren't going to work. Here is my Fort Knox PB1. The design alone prevents any possibility to pry into, as you can see here. Stage 5 is pretty much angle grinder territory. And there you go, my 1 out of 5 pry rating system. Until next time, see you then.